And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the second hour of A Song of Tara, episode 56. And we left our intrepid heroes and heroines when they were at the... some of them are underwater, and some of them are trying to get a message back to the Cairn after a very nasty message, which seemed to indicate that something bad had happened to Tally's mom. So, while these two are down below water and looking at this black obsidian skeletal figure sitting there holding onto the net, you send the message, Taryn, and literally the moment you send that off, there is a new message that ticks in on your end. This time, again, it's from Siobhan out at Tara, and it's she's clearly taking a very quick picture. As you can see, it looks like a tidal wave of evil creatures, Banes, black spiral dancers in Krenos, the vilest things in creation that are coming towards the defenses. It looks like, as I said, it looks like a tidal wave. It looks like an army.
Wow. Taryn just looks at the phone with, raised eyes, and it's like, oh shit, look.
Meanwhile, Liam's keeping an eye on their surroundings.
Yeah. Nothing bad is happening above water at the moment, but down below water, you guys actually get up to this skeletal thing that's sitting there holding onto your net.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Cautiously.
Mm-hmm. Of course, cautiously, but you get up to it, and it doesn't react or anything. It's not like it opens its eyes or anything. That would also be quite hard, since it's a skeleton. It's got eye sockets. What would it do? Clench them shut?
Well,
yes.
It'd be like death. It could have little glowing lights in them or something.
Right, that's true. Well, Discworld death doesn't count in this case.
Yes, of course.
For no other reason, he's adorable.
Yes,
What's the weird sound coming?
I don't know. There is a lot of noise on the line right now.
Yes, that's me. I'm experiencing technical issues and will change to phone Skype.
Okay.
Yes. Discord Death would be quite a useful ally at this point.
Yes. Also, Rasmus, I think when you get paid next time, it might be an idea looking into getting you a new headset that actually works.
I have just earlier bought an adapter for this into an USB port.
Excellent. All right, we almost have Rasmus back, and but as I said, you guys are looking at this skeleton. It's slightly twisted. There's something a little bit off about it, but at first glance, it's just a skeleton sitting there, made out of black stone. It's holding onto the net. What do you do?
Hello. How is my sound?
Your sound is actually fine.
That is good.
Does Marty have the energy to try and cleanse this obsidian skeletal figure?
That's going to be hard because that requires me swinging a newly burned branch around it while splashing it with water while you howl underwater.
Okay, so I imagine if we just try hitting it, bad things will happen to us, but do we have any other choice really at this point?
Has the hand closed around the net?
Yes, its fingers are closed around the net. There's still a lot of noise on the line.
Is it from me?
I don't know who it's from, but there is an enormous amount of noise.
Well, I can't hear it, so... Does this make a noise?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is when I mute and unmute.
Okay. It's very, very noisy, so it's probably better to not...
Then you will experience echo, just so you know it.
Yeah, I know, but the other thing is really loud.
Okay. So, yes. You're going to say something about the... So yes, it's clenched around. What would you suggest we do?
Well, we can't really communicate, so I'm guessing Marty swims closer to the hand while still being very cautious.
Tally will follow suit on the other side.
Yep.
Maybe we can...
Well, Tally does need to go up to the surface once in a while to breathe, obviously.
He does so.
But yes, you get to the net in its hands, and it doesn't move or anything. It's just sitting there.
Then I think Marty will try to pry open the hand.
Yes. You realize that it's not actually possible to pry open the hand on account of the hand being made of stone.
And my Kreenos form is not strong enough to do it.
You could try to shatter the stone, perhaps.
I say, what? Clearly, this thing must have been animate at some point, because if the net is physically caught around its fingers...
Yes.
What?
I think before I do that, perhaps I should roll something like occult to see if breaking it will release the taint inside of it.
That's a good point, actually.
Is that possible?
Yes, it is.
So
Knowledge
what would
occult? Intelligence occult?
Yes, intelligence and occult.
I shall do the same.
And what would the difficulty be?
The difficulty would be, I'd say, on this fairly esoteric. I'd say the difficulty is 8.
Oh, great,
In
that
that
neither of us...
case, I shall spend a willpower for an automatic success.
All right. You spend for success. This, you're yeah. I guess you're gonna have to mute anyway.
Well, if you can't work with it, I'll try. Be warned.
Yes. Ah, that worked. What is it called? You were pretty sure that this is not so much a statue as it is a repository for something. There's something inside it, clearly. You are also pretty sure that for something this elaborate to have been made, whatever is inside it is probably pretty strong.
And will breaking it let loose?
Almost certainly, yes.
I think Marty points upwards.
Can I
and
assume that
swims
this...
to the surface.
Yes.
Yep. Tally follows.
Yes. Just as you do that, and you stick your head above water, this is basically a few moments after that message ticked in with Taryn. But yes, you get above water.
What's the thought?
Well, and he looks to see if the other two are paying attention as well.
I think Liam at least does give them his attention when they break
Taryn
the
looks up
surface.
from her phone. She looks very worried, but looks at them.
There is a statue down there, and I think it is a prison for something very strong. We have to break it to get the net, but then it will be free.
Can we pull it up?
But to say, if we try pulling it out of the river before breaking it, we might be able to subdue what's inside, or find some other way of getting it off of the net.
That
Could
was my
we-
thought.
Could we put it in the net and lift it up to be cleansed?
Maybe.
That really depends on what it is. You tell me.
I
I
don't
haven't
know if
seen
the
it.
net can carry it.
It's a
Then I think this isn't really a time for experimentation. Let's see if we can destroy it down there.
Okay, I'll go do it.
What does it look like?
A
So-
skeleton.
skeleton made of black stone.
And
You said
there's
the-
something horrible inside it?
Yes.
I understand the need for speed, Liam, but if we unleash something strong and evil in the river down there, we could undo everything we've worked for so far.
We'll see if we can, lift it. If we can lift it out of there and put it up on the side, maybe we can do something about it.
Yeah.
Right. Let's do that.
Okay.
Come up if you
Then-
need help trying.
Then we shall try to lift it out of the Liffey.
All right. You lift it out of the Liffey slowly, but surely. You can do so. You can't drag the net past it. You realize, but you can lift it. It's heavy, but you can lift it just fine. It does not let go of the net. So the rest of you also see this when it's pulled out of the river. You see this. It looks like a skeleton which is kneeling. It's sitting on its knees and shins, and back on its haunches, and it's holding in its hands in front of itself, palms up, fingers closed, and it's holding on to the net in its fingers.
Well, Terran does have biology. Is it a male or a female skeleton?
It is a male skeleton from the looks of it.
Can I roll an occult on it?
You can try, certainly. Difficulty is 8.
10. Well, just had to, Hey, nice.
That is
3
a
successes.
good roll.
Cool.
Yes.
And I do have, what's it called?
Specialization.
A thing in intelligence.
Yes. Let's see what it is. What?
I think it's something problem solving.
Well, that would certainly apply here. So that's 5 successes. You have read of this before, or rather, not so much. You haven't read, obviously, because the Guru don't write things down like as such. But you've heard stories of this told in the past. You have seen mention of it in some obscure texts and on the interwebs, where the darknet, where glasswalkers hang out and share information, that sort of thing.
Yeah, she is fucking curious.
Yes, so you have at least a vague idea that you've never heard of one looking exactly like this, but it does look like a prison of some kind. It is.
But it looks like it closed at hand around
Yes,
it, so you
it's-
can't just pull it out.
Exactly, but the skeleton itself, or the statue itself, is a prison, and
Okay.
it is a type of prison often used by the forces of the worm.
So it's the kind of prison a worm thingy would use
Yes,
on someone.
yes,
So it's someone the worm doesn't like.
or someone they just want to keep under control. You have no way of knowing if what is in there is benevolent or malevolent. You simply don't know. It could be a very, very powerful but uncontrollable worm spirit.
So if it was benevolent, would it still register as being worm tainted?
Yes,
Because it is a worm prison.
yes, it's the item itself.
Alright, well, Terran looks surprised when it's pulled out. That's a worm prison.
Or what?
Well, the worm sometimes imprison things. It doesn't mean that it's good. It can be a very strong worm spirit that they want under control. Or it can be someone working against the worm they've trapped.
And this has been in the Liffey.
It's hard to say how long.
Why don't we ask
I
her
don't think
then?
they age. I don't think they age the same way as anything else would, but it is a worm prison.
Why don't
I
we
don't-
ask her then?
That is a good idea.
The Liffey.
Good idea.
So you basically ask the spirit what exactly, or you have a
Yeah,
fairly
we are-
significant amount of cleaned Liffey through which you can contact her.
Yeah,
Right.
we can just turn toward
Yeah.
what we already, cleansed and ask,
Exactly.
what this? What did you poop out?
she comes to the surface and says, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
How long has it been inside you?
I think for a very long time, but it's been there along with so many other horrible things.
Hmm.
Feeling one thing in that mess has been very difficult.
Well, have there been any very strong spirit that suddenly disappeared? Because this is a prison of some kind.
Well, several over the years. I mean, I've been here for a very long time, obviously.
Yeah, but around the time that this one showed up in you.
I don't know when it showed up. That's the problem.
Right. Well, it's a 50-50 chance if we break it.
Are there any... This isn't a question for Liffy. This is just an observation. Are there any sigils or
Nope. It's
words?
It is absolutely... it is polished to a high gloss. It's despite the fact that it's obviously been in the water for a while, it doesn't look worn. It doesn't have any algae growing on it or anything of the sort. It's clean.
Hey guys, you might start to hate me now, but the difficulty is 8.
Right.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, she's
the
curious.
Curiosity.
Well, one would argue that this is a rather unique situation.
Yes.
And
well,
that
you can
this
see
is
the curiosity flare up in Taryn's eyes.
Taryn,
Hmm?
let's wait a bit. Let's make a smart decision here.
Hmm?
Okay, Taryn. Taryn.
Yeah, she's still just looking at it. Of course, you're in luck because she is reaching out her main hand and that's gone.
So, guys, do we break this thing and risk letting something out of it? Or can you think of anything else we might do?
Either we can drag this across the bottom of the Liffey, along with us, or we can break it and make it faster. I might just add that I saw the last picture that went through from Siobhan is a literal army, a tidal wave of worm and black spiral dancers attacking Tara.
And the thing is, we need to deal with this eventually anyway. So, can you guys think of anything else, or do we smash this thing to pieces?
You can make that mandala under it.
The what?
She's looking at the wolf.
Yes, I can. But there's no reason to do it before we know if it's bad.
No, but have it ready.
Yes, I will.
It's weird because prisons usually don't move, so what's inside it would be sufficiently strong.
Tally would like to reach out and not to break it, but he'd like to touch. He's already held it, so he knows it's not. So far, it's not caused him any harm. He reaches out to touch it, sort of 2 fingers to the forehead style, to see if contact helps, and just asks it, "Can whatever's in there hear me or contact me?"
No, there's no response at all. It doesn't react at all.
Well, Liam, I don't see any other way of getting this thing to let go unless we take its hand off.
Right, let's take its hand off then.
Taryn takes the hand off.
Oh, tries to.
Knack.
You ready?
I hope it's a friend.
Just as you are about to shatter the hand, you all have another one of these moments where you are you see things like you did in the zoo. You all see the same thing. You see a woman. In this case, she looks like a commoner. It's sort of a medieval Iron Age, more like sort of situation, with where a woman is washing by a river, probably by the Liffey. She is washing down a suit of armor. It's male armor, and she's washing it. She's got a pot of oil standing next to her, so she can oil the armor afterwards again. But you can see blood flowing from the armor into the river. and you sit there, you stand there, and you look at this this thing, and she looks up, and towards you, she is she looks very, very sad, for whatever reason, and she clearly does see all of you. She doesn't say anything, and then it vanishes.
Tell me, did this woman by any chance look distinctly? As she only says she dressed like a commoner, but did she look human? Did she look?
Yes, she looked human.
Okay. And which of us specifically did she look sadly at?
In general, it was the look on her face. She looked at all of you, but it was the look on her face was one of sadness.
Yeah, it's just I out of character, I have a pretty good idea exact who this is and what this means. But I don't think Tally would necessarily know unless he's been learning Irish history.
Well, let's hear it.
I suspect that this is the image of, I don't know how to pronounce this woman's name. This is a woman washing clothes in the river, and Cthulhu, riding to meet his fate, asks of her, "Whose gore-stained garments are those?" And she answers to him, "Why, my lord, they are yours." She's washing the clothes of Cthulhu, preparing for death. Basically, this all ties into the legend of the death of Cthulhu.
I do think I'm gonna allow you to know that in character.
That is very magnanimous of you. Tally then points this out to everyone, so assuming everyone else saw the same vision.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's what I saw as well. I don't know what it means, but
don't suppose there's anything. Yeah, I don't think there's any role we could make that would tell us what that meant.
No, not really.
Maybe you step back a little, Liam.
Liam steps back a little.
Yes. Liam takes a step back, and what do the rest of you do? You want to break the hand of this statue, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You do so. It's entirely possible for you to actually break this thing's hand off. And as you do so, I want everyone here to please roll willpower for me.
Of course.
Uh-oh.
And remember, it's current willpower, so if you've spent any, then yes.
Of course.
Damn it. Damn you, Joan!
Yeah.
Just to be sure, Joan, would this count as overwhelming odds?
No.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wait a minute. Minute.
Oh shit. Oh, she is closer to the blast.
I'm on top of it. Fuck me, that's a bad roll.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. Not looking good for us, Tally.
But we can do a fate roll.
And bites the flame. Oh my goodness, it's yeah, you can all do a fate roll if you want to.
Also, didn't you have a birthday reroll, Tally?
I do still have, I'm not sure if it's a birthday one, but I do have one re-roll of any dice for this use in this campaign only.
Well, chances are that is just a failure, not a botch. I'm pretty sure mine is a botch. And Liam's a failure. I'm gonna try rolling fate, and that's roll 2d10.
Okay.
Didn't do anything, but okay.
Do you know what? I'm going to use that re-roll if you don't mind.
Sure, go ahead. I mean,
Sounds like a great idea.
Has to be used for something.
What about you, Liam?
I as a player, I kind of want to see what happens.
Yes.
So,
Well,
Same.
What happens is that okay, I need to make a roll here. I need to now make a roll.
I can't say I'm not curious, but I figured, well, maybe I can make it into a failure instead of a fucking butch.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
shit. sweet Jesus.
All right.
Jesus!
All of you,
All of us.
except for... no, actually, let me just take a look. Deadeye, you have 2 successes.
I do.
And Taryn has no successes.
None.
And Tally has 1 success.
Liam has
and
none.
Liam has no successes.
Yes.
The amount of successes is what you subtract from that damage.
Wow.
Oh.
How many damage is it?
6 points of damage, and it is aggravated. What happens when you break
Ow.
this thing is it shatters, the stone shatters. Out of... and then not only does it releases the net, obviously, first and foremost. Then what happens after that is another crack appears on the arm of this statue, and you can literally hear this. It sounds like thick ice breaking. And...
So that really echoing
Yes,
crackling of ice.
Exactly, and you basically all, you turn your head towards it, and it makes this sound twice, and then it falls to pieces, and you are first struck by a blast of cold, the likes of which none of you could have imagined existed until that moment. It is the coldest thing any of you have ever felt. It is minus... In normal layman's terms, you've just been hit by a very brief blast of minus 80 degrees centigrade cold.
Joke's on you, I already lost an arm. You can't take it to frostbite.
You have beginning frostbite on all exposed parts of your body that's turned towards the blast.
Meaning Taryn, who were the closest, ow.
Yes. But that's not actually what does the most damage, because that you could heal. What does the damage is the indescribable scream that comes out of this thing as you break it. It is an utterly inhuman sound. It has nothing. There is no similar sound to anything you have ever heard before in your lives. It is a wail of from the sound of it, the wail of a woman. It's both sorrow and rage and hatred and longing mixed into the same shriek, but it is so loud that you all feel your ears start to bleed. It literally punctures your eardrums.
That's a good point. That Zedai just brought up. This sounds suspiciously like the description of a banshee.
It is.
Do I get a bonus for only having 1 ear?
No, you still have ear canals.
Yeah.
None of you can hear a damn thing. This is, as I said, aggravated damage. It is horrible. You feel, all of you obviously feel like you've been pummeled. Not to put too fine a point on it. It's very, very unpleasant. You were all at full health, I believe, right?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
What is Liam? Is he now unconscious?
This was the rage thing to regain.
Health. Oh wow! Amazing. Yeah.
Can you get a scar from a?
Yeah, he can lose his hearing.
Oh no!
So do one subtract for this roll?
No, they don't. So you get two.
Okay.
You get 2 health back.
Yes.
Which is obviously a good thing.
Yes.
But you do get a battle scar.
Yes.
Again.
So from now on, all your perception rolls for hearing will be 1 higher because you will be hard of hearing after this.
You've got tinnitus.
Yes,
Or
you
tinnitus.
basically have an acute case of tinnitus. It's
That's quite fitting, actually.
yes,
Since it's Liam.
and the And before you stands a woman. There's a woman who lands on the ground in front of you. She is unspeakably and humanly beautiful. Clearly, she's a she. You've seen them before. And she is she's very, very pale. It looks like she's dressed in snow. And she looks at all of you with pure hatred on her face.
She gets a dazed look back.
She speaks to you in Gaelic, in Celtic, except it's the same ancient dialect that you've heard a few times by now. Did any of you speak that?
Joke's on her, none of us can hear her right now.
I think possibly only Liam might have been able to understand.
Liam might understand, but other than that, let me see.
Shiva did.
Shiva did, yes.
Shiva did.
Who Deadeye soaked 2 of these. So you're not actually deaf, you just have a smashing headache. So you hear her speak.
What about Tally with his one
whether
success?
I understand it or not.
No, that's that you are still deafened.
Okay.
Well, what does she say?
Do you understand that dialect?
No, could she speak Arabic, please?
Then you don't really have any understanding of what it is she's saying. But she's clearly very angry. There's no question that she's angry.
I'm sorry, I do not understand.
He tries.
Can we still see her? I mean, obviously we can all still see her.
You can still see her.
Tara looks at this very, very angry lady with no sound leaving her head over the ringing of 1,000 bells in her head.
Out of desperation and the fact that he's dazed beyond the ability to assemble his thoughts, I think Tally will cry out to her in Welsh, although it's modern Welsh. And I won't try and actually speak Welsh because I don't want to offend everyone's ears. I don't want everyone to actually go deaf. By the way, that's not a dig at the Welsh language. It's a beautiful language. It's my ability to speak it that would kill people's hearing.
Okay.
We freed you from torment. Spare us. Spare us.
She does respond. It's clear she doesn't fully understand what it is you're saying, and she's still angry. But she's not attacking, and she's not screaming again. But you can't hear what it is she's saying.
Well, Marty does what's hopefully a universal gesture of, "Hey, I'm giving up. I'm not threatening. Please do not kill me." Kind of putting his hands in the air like, "Ah!"
Wave like he doesn't care.
Yes.
Well, Taryn waddles over to Liam.
Mm-hmm.
And then she heals him because at least he's strong and he has a chance of understanding angry Irish things.
Right. So you heal Liam. Which
Yeah,
reminds me, by the way, Liam, we do need a rage roll from you, don't we? You rage heals.
I already did that.
Oh, true. Yeah, no problem.
That was the last roll I made.
Yes. No problem.
There you go.
Okay.
I don't know what your current rage is.
4.
My current rage is 4.
So you get 1, 2,
5.
3, 4, 5.
Cool.
Back.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm extra bruised.
Yes, you are extra bruised.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Well, you can suddenly hear what she's saying, although, yeah, you still have this ringing for your ears, but you can make it out. She's not being quiet about it. That's the point.
Okay,
I can't remember. Do you speak Ancient Irish?
I just mentioned that I spoke Irish. I don't think
don't
I
think it's-
specified.
No, Irish would be the modern equivalent, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing. Did Liam understand any of the writing back at the cave in County Cork?
Nope.
That would be the question. No, he didn't. In that case, no, he
didn't.
wouldn't, would he?
But
I suppose
here's
hearing
the
and
thing.
speaking.
Yes, in fact, you do speak ancient Irish. You suddenly realize you do, in fact, understand what it is she's saying.
Oh, cool.
Even
Thank
your
you,
ancestors did
past
that.
lives.
Yes, thank you, past lives. Past lives are awesome.
Yep.
And she is accusing you, all of you, not you specifically, Liam, but all of you,
No.
of having locked her in that prison for all this time, and she wants to know. She wants to know why you have now set her free to kill all of you.
Liam tries to speak the words. One thing is to understand them.
understand them,
Another
yes.
entirely is to be able to speak them. So he tries to speak the words.
Yes.
And his intention is to say, we didn't imprison you.
Right? You try to say that, and you hear the words coming out of your mouth. But you do hear the words coming out of your mouth, and you're pretty clear that your pronunciation is probably fairly atrocious, and it's halting, and you're stumbling over it. But the words are actually coming, and she stops and looks at you and says, "Why should I believe you? What is this? Why does the world look so strange?"
I do not know when you were imprisoned, but it is now the year 2000. What? This is out of game. I can't remember. if it's
16.
2000.
16. We have
2016.
2016.
If you're using a, actually, what calendar is it that we measure the years go by? It's anno. So it's a Christian calendar.
Yes,
so
it is.
would that mean anything to her?
Probably not. But it's all Liam has to
Is
go
that
with.
the one called
Yes.
the Gregorian?
Gregorian calendar, but that's also
Yes.
Christian calendar. It's just before the one we have now. Or rather, the one we have now, I believe, is the Gregorian one. Before that, it was the Julian calendar.
Mm.
Anyway, yes.
I don't know if that number means anything to you, but several centuries have probably gone by since you were imprisoned, and the world is a much different place now. As to why you should trust us, well, you shouldn't. You have no reason to. But trust us when we say that Ireland is under attack, not by us, but by the minions of the worm.
I see.
If you want,
The Milesians are back, she says. It's still, of course, in ancient Irish. The Milesians are back.
Yes, they most certainly are. Liam says, hoping that was another word for the worm.
She sneers and says, "Then the Dedanan will not stand idly by. We will fight them like we have done before."
Who is she?
She's
She's asking Liam. She's standing right beside him while rubbing her ears furiously.
You do know the word the words Dedanan or Tua Dedanan are basically they are legends of the most ancient of the Shi in Ireland. They are supposed to be the originators of the Shi, who were in fact best friends and closest allies of the original granddaddy of all Fine, namely the man that they take their name from, a man named Finn Cool. Who is the only hero in Irish mythology that gets anywhere near Cthulhu.
at the risk of pissing in a few of our our storyteller and one of our players, Lollipops, you could say that Finn McCool is the Fina's spiritual liege.
Yes.
Time to name drop your clan, Liam.
Well, the thing is, he doesn't. Right now, Dublin, and when he says Dublin, he doesn't. He uses the old word for
yes.
Yeah, is under attack by the minions of the worm. Legions of them, and it will fall if we do not get help.
Right at that point, Liam's phone buzzes again.
Liam looks at his. He takes out his phone and looks at it.
Yes.
Not taking his eyes from her until he has the phone out.
At first, you're not quite sure what it is you're looking at. The telephone or the picture seems to be taken at a very strange angle. Then you realize that it's because what you are seeing is the arch leading into St. Stephen's Green. In the distance, it looks like it's taken from down O'Connell Street, which is the pedestrian shopping area leading up to it, and it's in the distance. You can see a bloody hand in the edge of the photo. It looks like the telephone is lying on the ground. And you see the bloody hand on sticking into the picture, and you see somebody. You see a cigarette bud being dropped on the ground into the picture frame, and somebody walking away. You just barely you see them out at the corner of the image, and then it goes away. The problem is that the person whose hand you can see, you recognize one of Aideen's finger rings.
Liam he just stares at that hand for way too long, I imagine.
Yes.
Especially considering we have a banshee standing in front of us. And he just looks up at her, tears streaming down his face, and he says, I call upon the ancient alliances you had with, and he mentions the granddaddy of the Fina.
Yeah, Finn McCool.
To help save Dublin and our cairn
and all of Erin.
And
she looks at you for a long moment and goes, You know of McCool. Are you one of his?
Yes, I am.
Show me.
Well, at this point, Liam is in Krenos.
Yes, but she's not so much asking. Clearly, she can see your guru.
Yeah.
She wants something more than that to show that you're one of his.
Because I don't know as a player how
Gifts,
I would do that.
If you have a Fina gift, for example, that might do it.
Oh, let's see. I don't think any of my gifts are actually Fina. Let me just quickly check my gifts, or maybe you can answer for me. City running, is that a Fina gift?
No, that's a
that's a Homid.
That's a Homid gift.
Razor claws.
That's a rune.
Silver claws.
Yeah, that's a rune as well.
Rune.
Yes.
And hair sleep.
Hair sleep is, I believe. Just let me check that. I think that's actually.
I know it's a lupus gift.
Oh, right, yeah.
But that
I think it's
he
also
can't
for
have
Fina.
lupus gifts, so
No,
it might be
I
for
think
something
it's-
else.
Hair's Leap. Let me just take a look.
God damn this.
It is a Fina. It is a
It's a
Fina
Fina
gift.
gift. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I think so. Yes.
Okay, so without just as she's said that,
Yes.
Liam actually leaps as far as he possibly can.
Yeah, you do like you did before. You can feel yourself, jumping. You jump into the air. You do an extra kick with your legs once you are in the air. Again, almost like a salmon beating its tail when it's in the air to get extra speed. And you do a backflip in the air. You land on your feet, and her eyes go wide, and she just says, "Salmon Leap, you are one of his. Yes, we will do what we must. I will get the rest."
Thank you.
We will talk more later.
Yes, I imagine we will.
Okay. She begins. She walks a short distance, and you see her using something that's around her neck, and she and a moment later a horse appears out of smoke, basically, and she mounts it and rides away into the city.
Cool. Liam just, without saying another word, just starts untangling the. We destroyed the hand, so
Yes,
it shouldn't.
there is
be,
nothing holding on to the net anymore.
Well, then he just starts. He makes ready to troll the net again.
Yes.
He doesn't say a word.
Nope. The you keep, or you get back to moving, basically, is what I'm assuming here, or am I right?
It might be worth healing first.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, that actually sounds like a good idea.
Seeing as
you mention it.
Yes, Tally has been.
Seeing as you're being a little bitch about it.
Who's got the worst? Who's the most damaged at the moment?
I have
I'm
taken 4
crippled,
points of
which is-
damage.
Tara's
So-
crippled, which is why she dragged herself over to Liam to heal him.
Okay, so what's your rage and what's your willpower?
Also remember
3
to,
willpower and 2 rage.
remember to keep an eye on your gnosis, because every use of that gift is a gnosis point. So
I know. I'm down to 5 noses.
okay.
Oh, down to 5 gnosis. I'm down to 2 gnosis.
Oh shit.
But we're going to be stuck in the Umbra for a while yet, so...
There are a chance we can get replenished by some of all the spirits around here.
Only if we ask and they show themselves. But right now I think being healed is more important than being able to get in and out of the Umbra, so... Tyron is going to get some...
Yes.
He's going to get some healings. And I'll use Mother's Touch because it's easier, because if I use Lover's Touch, I have to go with either with the Rage or Willpower, whichever's higher. And obviously... Let's see. That's because it is Storyteller.
Oh, it is?
Yes,
Well,
I'll explain how it is later. It is
Yes.
a foul word, to put it mildly, but
Yes.
I'm sure you all understood what I meant.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So yes, if your rage was 2, that means you've got 5 health levels back.
The 1 subtracts.
Okay, so you've
So
got 4
four.
health levels
Yes,
back.
4 health.
That's
levels.
better than nothing.
Oh hell yes.
It's a lot better than nothing.
So, anybody else who needs healing?
Yes, Tally is
Me.
mauled. But maybe Marty needs it more.
No, Marty's only wounded.
So you're mauled and you're wounded. You're a molly wound.
It's up to you. Whoever gets the healing is your choice.
Whoever gets it. You sound like I have to choose.
Well,
What's
do.
your rages?
Full 4.
And
Marty
mine
didn't
is
answer.
3.
Well, I think Tally gets
I think it's
3
3.
back,
Yes.
and Marty. No, not. Ah, damn it! I can't type.
Right. Let's see.
And Marty, you count them.
It's
3.
5.
The last one there? Oh,
Yeah,
right, yes,
I mean-
5, sorry, yes, 5. Ugh.
Yes, my rage is only 3.
Yes.
So that puts me at full health. That is nice.
Okay. So you guys
Terrence
are,
only hurt now.
you are ready to move again, in other words.
Yes.
Yeah, Terrence looks a little worried at Liam with a, what happened?
He doesn't say anything. He focuses on prepping the nets, and once it's prepped, he starts trolling. He doesn't say anything.
She squishes his shoulder before returning to the other side.
Yes. The you guys start moving again. You get up to the where it says 109 up here.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's where we had to go.
No, actually, it's the first of the 109s that you needed to go to. I will show you on the big map where you are up to and where you still need to go.
Yeah, we're only at Castle Nook.
Yes, exactly.
To go a little further than that.
Yes, you do in fact need to go a little bit further than that. And I will.
You say that with such painful irony that you can just tell you mean a little bit more than a little bit more. Oh God,
just a bit further, basically. But I'm
Oh.
going to pull you over onto another map so you can see. Okay.
Yep.
Mhm.
And we are back to this map again.
Yes, this will
And
happen.
you are literally right there. Actually, that's where you met. That's the first, and then there would be the eye in Chapel-Isod, sorry. And
We
up
need to
here,
go up there.
yes, and so basically you are at the top of where it says R148 on this map, and you need to get up to where it says R109. Again, you are now soon getting into green areas, and you keep dragging for the next hour or so without anything really happening. You have a long, quiet spell where you are left. You're left to your own devices by everything that's going on all around you, basically. And then after about an hour, yet again, Taryn's telephone buzzes.
She hooks the net onto her stump and keeps pulling while looking.
Yes, and you see a picture of absolute carnage and devastation. There are corpses everywhere. On the picture you see what's his face? You can see Ross clearly. He has a spear through his chest. He is obviously dead. There is no question that he's dead.
That's one spear.
Or two. Gina might have gotten one of them.
You see, you see some of the other people in the Raven's Eye. Oh, sorry, in the Tara Sept. You can see them as well. You can see one of them. You haven't actually met most of them at this point. You can see one guy who's clearly an albino. He is lying there as well. He looks like he has basically died trying to defend Ross, and he has, well, ultimately he has failed in doing so. You see some of the kinfolk whom you know by appearance, but not by, by name necessarily. There's an older woman a little further away who's also dead. You see several that you have no idea who are. Several of them are badly misshapen.
Older woman?
Yes. Several of the corpses there are also they're badly misshapen. They're twisted in various ways. You see in the background, you see Morrigan. Morrigan is sitting up against something, and her head has fallen back over the edge of a it's a what's it called, a fence post. She's sitting up against a fence post, and her head has fallen back over the fence, and she's not moving. And then you see somebody picks up the cell phone, and pans the picture aside over the person whose hand apparently the phone had fallen out of, and it's Siobhan, who's lying on the ground, and again there's blood everywhere. She's lying on her front. And then whoever it is holding the phone just tosses it casually aside.
Taryn takes a deep breath, and then her face goes completely blank as she just puts it away and starts humming, pulling the net along.
Yep.
Okay.
So you pull the net further along. It's getting into you're all aware it's going to be touch and go if you make it before sunrise, but it will be very, very nearly sunrise, at least. If you might have to go a little bit longer than that, but you're getting close. And you, by this point, obviously, you're all exhausted. You've been on your feet for a while now, clearly, all night, and you've been dragging the net. And it's a little bit.
Sorry?
Thank you. You're dragging. You've been dragging the net all night. You're tired. All of you are tired at this point, emotionally, obviously, as well as physically. And the you get to the last bridge, the last major bridge here across the Liffey before you reach your destination. And as you get there, you see there's a single figure standing up on the bridge, and it's not one you recognize. It's a man. You don't recognize him.
Shall we take a break on that?
I think we should. I think we should. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back with the final hour of this week's A Song of Tara.